What's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your sister from another Mr. Thick Chick Vlogs, or in today's case, Thick Chick TV, and we are here. As you can see from the length of the video, this is going to be a long video, but y'all know I am long-winded and I love coming here just having random general conversations with you guys, and today is going to be a good one. Today is going to be no exception, so we're going to get it down into the meat and potatoes of this video. But first, I do want to say that for those of you who just randomly clicked on this video, I do have a daily vlog channel. My daily vlog channel's name is Thick Chick Vlogs. I also have a Facebook page. My Facebook page name is Thick Chick Vlogs as well. Feel free to go and add me on both of those pages if you so choose. First and foremost, I want to tell you guys I do have my computer here in front of me, so when I start looking down and I start referencing notes and things like that, I do want you guys to know that that's what I am doing, okay? First and foremost, I want to say what we're going to talk about today is this young man shared one of my videos. I have a video titled Downlow Men Exposed, and I did that video, wow, last year sometime. I want to say around, I don't know, it was in 2014 when I did that video. I distinctly remember because I was in my other apartment looking at the background of the video. But in that video, I was discussing a young lady here on, she has a YouTube channel as well as several Facebook pages where she does like little commentary videos and things like that. And she's very funny if you ask me personally. I am a follower of her pages, and she is very entertaining, I will say that. But in the video, I was discussing something that she does on her page and in her everyday life, where she exposes down low men, and I was just basically asking people their opinions on the situation, if they think it's wrong or if they think that she is justified in the things that she's doing. I do want to say that I hope that no one took offense to anything I was saying in that video. Anybody with common knowledge would know that in no shape, form, and or fashion was I bashing or was I talking or belittling you know, the transgender, gay, or lesbian communities. Everybody knows on my daily vlog channel, on my Thick Chick Vlogs channel, I always talk about the equality that I feel like everybody should be able to do and be how they want to be. That is their God-given right, as long as they're not hurting anyone else. I understand that we all have our religious beliefs and all this type of stuff, but there comes a time to where we don't need to be forcing our religious beliefs down people's throats, to where we're saying, oh, you're going to hell, you're going to bust hell wide open for being homosexual. My thing is this, that's not your place to tell anyone. It should be between them and God, what they're doing. I mean, I feel like this, if it's not hurting you or your family, it really shouldn't matter. But I do want to say that to this person that I was referring to, because I still will not disclose this person's name, although most of the people who on the video that he shared already know who I was talking about. I mean, all it takes is a little bit of research to find out who I was talking about. But I do want that person to know, if they watch that video, and I'm pretty sure this person is nowhere near stupid, that they understood that I was in no way belittling or bashing them. I do want them to know that I was only asking a question, because if I wanted to belittle or bash the person, I would have obviously shared their names and all that stuff, but it's not my place to do that. If you already know who I'm talking about, you already know who I'm talking about. If you don't, it's not my place to come out and be like, okay, I'm talking about such and such, such and such. It's not my place to do that. But I do want to give a shout out to the young man for sharing my video, because the things that I said in the video, I do personally think that the things that I was saying were valid, and the things that I was saying does make sense, and I just wanted people's opinions on it. So I will also leave the link to my video, the video that I did on my daily vlog channel, for you guys to go over and check it out if you want to know exactly what I'm talking about. And I sent that person a message who I was referring to in that video, and I asked them if it would be okay if I would interview them, because I honestly and truly would love to interview the person that I was talking about in that video, and I hope that she reaches out to me and she would like to do an interview with me, because I think that would be a great thing to talk about here on this channel or my daily vlog channel or whatever. I think it'll be a great thing for us to do. So I don't know how we'll do. We'll probably end up doing a Skype interview if she agrees to it or something like that, but we will definitely see. So, okay, somebody left a comment on this video, and I do want, let me read it right quick, because I want to make sure ain't nobody trying to read. So hold on. Okay, anyway, that was somebody comment on that video. So anyway, let me go move on to the meat and potatoes of what we're going to discuss on this particular video. But like I said, I will be leaving that link to that video down in the description box below. Okay, the first thing that we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about this Wendy Williams versus NeNe Leakes beef girl. Okay, we know back in 2013, NeNe Leakes and Wendy Williams had a little cat fight or whatever. Not a physical fight. But you know, Wendy Williams get underneath everybody's skin all the time anyway because she's a very outspoken person. I mean, she was once on the radio. Now she's on her talk show, Hot Topics. We all know that Wendy Williams is a person who not necessarily, I'm not going to say she's messy, but Wendy Williams does, you know, she oversteps her bounds sometimes to where she says things that are a little bit inappropriate. Like, for example, when she was discussing Evelyn Lozada's son, she was calling him a cash register and saying that basically Evelyn had this child so that, you know, she can keep a cash flow coming in. I mean, it was a lot of different things that Wendy Williams says that, you know, just kind of be a little off kilter sometimes. So, you know, Wendy Williams can get underneath people's skin sometimes. Because if I remember correctly, her and NeNe Leakes were once friends. I mean, not you know, close friends like, girl, that's my BFF or anything like that. But her and NeNe Leakes were close enough to where she, you know, would buy her gifts and things when she got to her 500 show. I think NeNe Leakes bought her like a $500. I don't remember the name of the bag because, bitch, I'm not a label whore. I'm not a label whore, okay? So I don't exactly remember the bag. But I am going to read you a little bit of what happened because I just read it for myself. It said, girl, drama, drama, drama. Things got heated between NeNe and Wendy's entourage at the Ultimate Women's Expo in Atlanta on May 3rd. Y'all know today is May 7th, girl. Reigniting the ladies' 2013 feud. Like I told you guys, they did have a little scuff back in 2013. Okay, girl. It said cops were called and dozens of tickets had to be refunded due to Wendy's husband's backstage meltdown. Get the scoop. Now, mind you, this ain't even Wendy going ham and cheese. This is her fucking husband going ham and cheese, girl. This fucking hair right here is going to get on my nerves. Okay, let's move it out of the way because it's going to get on my nerves, girl. But yeah, it wasn't even Wendy that was going all ham and cheese, girl. It was her husband, girl. Because if you guys don't remember, Wendy, look, bitch, Evelyn Lozada already called out Wendy Williams' husband that he was coming into her shop. Because, you know, Evelyn Lozada, I don't know if she still does it, but she was selling purses, saying that Wendy Williams' husband came in there and bought a purse for some other woman, and it wasn't Wendy, girl. So, yeah, catch that scoop, girl, while Wendy be all dishing out the dirt on everybody else's man and, you know, wife and talking shit about everybody else's relationship, girl. You need to discuss your own motherfucking shit. But I understand that's her, you know, that's her job to discuss other people's situations. I mean, that's what she does for a living. So shout out to Wendy Williams. Okay, so it said former friends Wendy Williams and NeNe Leakes were at it again while both attending Atlanta's Ultimate Women's Expo on May 3rd. While the ladies didn't personally tell off one another, they were at the center of a massive confrontation between members of their entourages, which means the people that are with them in their camp or whatever. And it got so bad that the cops had to come and break things up, girl. So it said the drama reportedly began immediately upon Wendy's arrival when her husband, Kevin Hunter, noticed the talk show host's dressing room was next door to NeNe's. So, you know, Wendy Williams' husband noticed that, you know, they put NeNe's dressing room right next to Wendy Williams' dressing room, and he didn't like that shit. So he was like, you know, he don't want his wife nowhere near NeNe, so move her dressing room as far away from her as possible, okay? So it said at 1 o'clock, Wendy took the stage and shared with the audience 10 rules every woman should live by. So it said NeNe followed and threw a little shade. Because you already know NeNe likes to throw a little bit of shade every now and then. She said, I'm your homegirl. I live my life as an open book. And I'm happy I don't need 10 rules to live by. So basically telling, you know, Wendy, I don't need 10 rules to live by. You know, I live my life as an open book. So shit got real when that motherfucking shit happened, girl. So Wendy Williams' husband was backstage flipping the fuck out. He said, and I quote, "Get her motherfucking ass off the stage. We don't fuck with her. Cut that bitch's mic off." That was Wendy Williams' husband talking about NeNe, because NeNe was on the stage. So NeNe continued on with her speech because she didn't know what the fuck was going on backstage. You know, she out on the stage. She don't know what the fuck going on back there. So NeNe's friend Diana Gowan stepped in to defend her. So once Wendy's husband gave up on getting through the curtain, because he tried to get through the curtain, like, cut that bitch mic off. You know, we don't need that bitch on the motherfucking stage, you know. He interrupted Wendy's book signing and made her leave. So by the time Kevin and Wendy got through the other side of the curtains, the event organizers and security were waiting for them, and 4 police officers escorted them off the premises and to their waiting car. So later that evening, NeNe addressed the situation and said, "I didn't even see Wendy or her husband today, but a lot happened backstage with her husband. I heard. Just because I was on stage, he went completely crazy." Basically saying, you know, my thing is this. Apparently, Wendy and NeNe had a little scuff back in 2013. I don't know what the scuff was about. I don't know if you guys know what the scuff was about, but apparently they had a little scuff back in 2013. And NeNe Leakes' Wendy Williams' husband is still a little salty about the situation. I don't even know if Wendy even gave a fuck that her dressing room was next to NeNe Leakes. But her husband apparently didn't want that bitch next to Wendy. So he was like, get that bitch as far away from her as possible. And apparently that's what... I don't know if they actually moved the dressing rooms or what happened, but apparently they did, because NeNe said she didn't even see Wendy all day or her husband. So apparently they did move the dressing rooms, and he just went ballistic when she went on stage to speak. I don't know, girl. What he needs to do, he needs to, bitch, get out of women's business, girl. I'm trying to figure out what the situation was about. So tough that you had to get on there, get that motherfucker off the stage. We don't fuck with that bitch. I understand NeNe threw a little bit of shade, but you should have just ignored that shit. Especially if Wendy didn't give a fuck. Damn, nigga, you backstage going ballistic? Really? Get over your motherfucking self, nigga. Grow some balls. All that shit. I understand that it's okay for a man to want to defend his wife, but nigga, damn, was it serious? Was it that serious? It's not like NeNe Leakes came backstage and spit in Wendy Williams' face or anything. So you had to go as far as to get that motherfucking bitch off the stage. You mean you had to go there? Damn. Well, what if Greg would have came back there if he was with her, and you and Greg would have gotten into an altercation because you calling his wife a bitch? I mean, stay in a man's place. Let women be women. Let men be men. Men are going to do what men do, and women are going to do what women do. Stay in a man's place and let the women, if they decide that they got a situation going on, let them hash it out. But Wendy didn't even have a problem with her dressing room being next to NeNe's. I mean, my thing is this. If we're in 2 separate dressing rooms, it don't fucking matter. I don't have to talk to you. Girl, are you that fucking precious that you can't even have a room next to mine? We don't have to communicate. Girl, we in 2 separate rooms. So is it that damn serious? But I don't know what happened after that. So let me read y'all a little bit more, okay? It said NeNe and Wendy were actually friends until a falling out in July 2013. Then a year later, their friendship ended. The feud heated up again when Wendy reportedly asked her 1.2 million Twitter followers, "What do you think of NeNe Leakes defacing her Birkin bag?" She deleted the tweet, but NeNe wasn't having it and went on a major rant on her website. So it said, "Wendy, I'm sure people think I've done something to you. Maybe we had a beef or I slept with your man. But none of that is true. I actually only been nice to you. I gave you a beautiful black $3,200 Celine Phantom bag." I don't even know who the fuck that is, girl, because that's just go to show how much of a label whore I am not, okay? To celebrate your 500th show, but you haven't spoken of that. But what you have chose to do is constantly speak negative of me and lie on me. What you need to do is stop spewing hate. When it comes to gossip, you are the lowest of the lowest. She is. I must admit, I understand that NeNe has a show and a aura that she has to keep up with, where she has to keep the drama going to keep people interested. But a lot of the shit that she does is low, like I mentioned when she was talking about Evelyn Lozada's son. She said, "I know you hate because I turned down the chance to come on your talk show, and I'm sure you're scared I will take your place. I know you have heard, wink, wink. Be scared. I have a clothing line on HSN coming out in a few days, and I know it must be hard for a black woman to support another black woman, but you should try it sometimes." Girl, so yeah, NeNe went in on Wendy on her website. But we just gonna say a prayer for them. I don't think it was that serious for all this to pop off backstage with her husband calling NeNe a bitch, cut that bitch's mark off and all this stuff. I understand that she threw a little bit of shade when she said, "I'm glad I live my life as an open book and I don't have to you know, have 10 rules to live by." I understand that she threw a little bit of shade, but I think he went a little bit too far when he called her a bitch and cut her mic off and all that stuff. But girl, we gotta move on stupid and professionally. The next thing we are going to talk about is Floyd Mayweather's baby mama, girl. So we all know that Floyd Mayweather just won this awesome fight. Bitch, I'm being a little sarcastic right now when I say awesome fight. We all know that Floyd Mayweather won this fight between him and Manny Pacquiao recently, and girl, he is extra real all about it rich now. So of course, now that he done won all these millions of dollars, his baby mama want to come and try to sue him for $20 million, girl, for a lie that he told on her back in 2010 during a domestic violence dispute. Because we all know that, you know, Floyd Mayweather is part of the woman whooping ass. You know, he'll beat a bitch ass in a minute committee. He part of that motherfucking committee. He's a abuser. He is a woman abuser. We all know that he is a physical abuser. He is a one of those. So apparently they had a little incident back in 2010, and he lied on her about some shit, and now she wants to sue him for $20 million. Girl, I'm gonna need you to sit your ass all the way down. I understand Floyd Mayweather may be a little, you know, a lot of the shit that he says is a little offensive. He says stupid, idiotic shit sometimes. But let's keep it real, be a Holyfield, bitch. You decide now to sue him for all these millions of dollars. Now that he's won all of these millions of dollars, now you want to sit down and sue him for some shit that he lied on you about back in 2010. Girl, if I wanted to sue everybody that lied on me, girl, when I tell you, I would be so fucking rich. So you mean to tell me I can now sue people for lying on me? I understand defamation of character, all that stuff, but there is a statute of limitations. Girl, this shit happened in 2010. The judge gonna ask you, bitch, why are you just now coming out in 2015 talking about suing Floyd Mayweather now that he done won this fight between Manny Pacquiao? The first thing the judge gonna say is, bitch, I watched that motherfucking fight. I know how much money he won, girl. I ain't no damn fool. I know what you want here trying to. I know what you're trying to do. I know your game. You trying to be on the come up, bitch. You already. I'm pretty sure you getting some goddamn child support, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So now you trying to sue this man for $20 million, girl. Let's keep it real with Holyfield. So let me read a little bit of this, okay? Because I want to be politically correct, okay? It said Floyd Mayweather could lose tens of millions of dollars from his big payday if his baby mama gets her way, because she just filed a lawsuit claiming he ruined her with lies to save his own ass. Josie Harris, who has 3 kids with Floyd, claims he lied through his teeth in an interview with Katie Couric just 2 weeks before the big fight. When he claimed Josie was in a drug-fueled rage and he had to restrain her during their infamous 2010 domestic violence incident. Point of fact, Floyd was convicted of domestic violence and spent 2 months in jail. Josie recounts her terror in the lawsuit, explaining how she and Floyd had broken up, but he flew into a jealous rage that night, broke into her home, and viciously attacked her while she was sleeping on her couch, and her kids saw part of the beating. Harris says she is now labeled a drug addict thanks to Mayweather's lies, and was embarrassed and humiliated on a global scale. Her lawyer, Dan Friedlander, writes in the lawsuit, Floyd's lies to Couric were knowingly fabricated in order to hype Mayweather's upcoming fight with Pacquiao, to avoid bad press by deflecting responsibility for beating the mother of his children. Harris wants in excess of $20 million. Girl, sit all the way the fuck down, girl. I understand the shit that he did back in 2010 was fucked up, but let's keep it real, Bill Holyfield. How many of us haven't been with niggas who done did some hurtful ass shit to us, and now that it's 2015, they want to tell all kind of lies? Girl, you know she cheated on me. Man, you know that the reason why I ain't with that bitch no more is because she cheated on. Niggas lie on us all the time, but can we sue them? I mean, we all know what the reason why you suing Floyd Mayweather now, because you know he is rich than a motherfucker, and you want a part of that payday. Let's keep it real. So I don't think this gonna go far, because like I said, we all have had people lie on us. But my thing is this, girl, I don't know if come on, I'm pretty sure any judge can clearly see what you're trying to accomplish in this lawsuit. So yeah, we just gonna say a prayer for Floyd Mayweather, baby mama, because like I said, I understand that Floyd Mayweather be saying some fucked up shit, but girl, I don't personally think you entitled to no fucking $20 million because he got on there and said that you was a crackhead, girl. People said, hey, we done dated niggas who talking about, girl, you know she was a hoe. Okay, yeah, you know my old girl, reason why we ain't together, my man, she was a hoe. Can we sue them niggas? God boom. So we gonna say a prayer for her motherfucking ass, and we gonna light that candle in remembrance of her. Okay, what's the next thing we're gonna talk about? All right, we're gonna talk about Young Thug and the Game. If you guys don't know, bitch, these niggas, Young Thug and the Game, these niggas sat there yesterday making videos back and forth. So first of all, Young Thug made a video in the car talking about the Game in the fucking barbershop. Bitch, I don't even really understand what the fuck he was saying. All I know is this nigga waving around a gun, talking about he gonna shoot somebody and all that shit. Baby, look, sit all what the fuck down. Then the gang came back and said, bitch, I will come up in a nail shop because, you know, they all claim that Young Thug is gay. I don't know the man's sexual orientation. I really don't give a damn. But, you know, I just think the shit was stupid, especially when you getting on social media flashing guns and shit. What was, really? It's 2015. If people haven't learned their lesson from flashing weapons on social media, are you that fucking stupid, Young Thug? I mean, and the game just came back and told you, nigga, you need to be careful with flashing your guns, threatening me, because I promise you, nigga, you don't know the type of people that I hang around, and you don't know what I'm capable of. So we just gonna say a prayer for Young Thug and the game, because we don't know what the hell going on with them and their situation. The next subject that we're gonna discuss is Ben Carson, Miss Ben Carson, girl. Yeah, we're gonna discuss Miss Ben Carson. If you guys don't know who Ben Carson is, Ben Carson is someone who is running to be your next POTUS, girl. Ben Carson, girl. He is, we already know, like I said, he is running. He has announced his 2016 presidential nomination that he will be running for POTUS in 2016. We all know that Miss Hillary Clinton is also running. That's it, bitch. That's it, running. We all know that Miss Hillary Clinton is also running to be our next POTUS. But let me tell y'all about Miss Ben Carson, girl. Of course, you know, everybody has their differences of opinion. Since we're keeping on, you know, we were just talking about the lesbian, transgender, and gay communities. Ben Carson says that he thinks that being gay is a choice. He said that just look at the situation of when men go to prison straight and they come home gay. So he said that is his only, you know, not only, but he said that is his, you know, reasoning for saying that people choose to be gay because, you know, folks go to prison straight and they come home gay. That was one of the things he said. But like I said, you guys, of course, you make your own decision. But all I'm saying is do your research before you go voting for people because they got a little melanin in their skin. Before they got, you know, just because they got a little pigmentation. Don't go running to the polls voting for people because they got a little pigmentation in their skin. I know some people are, you know, they don't necessarily like to look at the full picture of the situation. They just like to just vote for people because they're black. Let's keep it real. You know, a lot of people voted for President Obama because President Obama was black. We just gonna keep it real. A lot of people voted for him because they wanted change. And you got a lot of people who voted for President Obama because President Obama was black and they felt like they just wanted to piss off the white folks. Let's be real. But don't feel like you just have to go and vote for Ben Carson because Ben Carson is an African American, okay? Do your research on Ben Carson, girl, before you run out to the polls talking about, girl, we finna show enough piss these white folks out, girl. We finna show enough to get us, you know, another black man in office. It ain't even about skin color, okay? Trust me when I tell you, it ain't about skin color. It ain't about having the first woman. None of that. I don't give a damn about nobody being black, white, purple, green, orange, male, female. I don't give a damn what kind of genitalia you got between your legs, okay? All I'm saying is we need someone to drive this country in the right direction because if they don't, we're going to end up being so enough fucked up, okay? Do your research on Miss Ben Carson. I just had to come say it because I saw a video of his where he was talking about, you know, he did an interview about, you know, the homosexual community, the gay and lesbian transgender community. He also talked about a whole lot of other shit. A lot of shit that Ben Carson says, girl, is, girl, when I tell you, if you are someone who is of the pole status like myself, bitch, I almost lost my camera down. Someone who is of, you know, of the minority community who is, you know, not rich. You need to do your research on Miss Ben Carson before you go running out to the polls voting on him because he got a little melanin in his skin. Let me just say that, okay? I just had to bring Miss Ben Carson into this situation. Okay, the next thing, girl, we're going to discuss is this motherfucking intruder who ran up into Chris Brown's mansion, girl. Did y'all hear about that bullshit, girl? Some bitch ran up into Chris Brown's mansion. Matter of fact, I'm going to read it to you, okay? It said Chris Brown came home Wednesday night to find a naked woman in his bed. Problem is, he had no idea who she was. So he called the cops and they carted her away. So law enforcement sources said that Chris Brown returned home to his home in Agoura Hills, California with his security team around 9 o'clock when he found a woman's clothes in the foyer and "I love you" spray painted on the kitchen counter. psycho shit, okay? So they found the woman clothes in the foyer, and she spray painted "I love you" on his kitchen counter. So we're told when Chris Brown and his team went to investigate, they found the unknown unclothed woman in his bed. Chris called the cops, who came and cuffed the woman and took her to the station, where she was booked for felony burglary and felony vandalism. Cops believe the woman, who is a 21-year-old female, had lingered there for a while. Police found dishes in the sink and discarded food. So this bitch not only there buck naked, laying in his bed, then spray painted "I love you" on the kitchen counter, but this bitch there eating his food too. Girl, are you for real? So you in my house cooking. Not only are you there stalking me and shit, but bitch, you in my house cooking up my chef boyardee and shit too, bitch. Please, come on now. So it said, our sources say the woman who vandalized Chris' silver Rolls Royce, no, she also vandalized his silver Rolls Royce and his black Range Rover by spray painting Mrs. Brown on them. That is some sick ass shit. Now, she probably would have got away with, breaking and entering or some shit, but this bitch got felony vandalism, bitch. You done spray painted this man, bitch. Okay, it's one thing that you in this house, buck naked, okay? But you done sat there and spray painted my goddamn Rolls Royce and my Range Rover. Bitch, is you crazy? Are you for really though? So yeah, you about to sit your ass down up in the jail for a while. Let's just say that right here, right now. So shout out to this bitch, this crazy ass bitch who done sat there and fucked up Chris Brown's home and his cars and things like that, girl. Let's say a prayer for that psycho bitch, because we all know she got to be psycho to do some shit like that, okay? Let's move on. The next thing that we are going to discuss, because I have my board over here of things that I need to talk about. All right. So the next thing that we are going to discuss today is someone wanted me to talk about dating someone while they are in prison. Now, I've done a video about this before, and I'm going to say, from my standpoint, it seems a little silly, and you're going to understand what I'm talking about when I say it. Someone asked me, what do I think about dating someone while they are incarcerated? Now, I have done a video about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again because you asked me to, and I'm just going to keep it 100% straight, real, no chaser. Y'all know how I do. I do 100% straight, real, no chaser. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for you. I'm not going to say what you think. I'm not going to say what you want me to say. I'm going to give it to you straight, real, no chaser. I mean, I tell people all the time, ask me for advice. Be prepared for the advice that I give you and don't take offense to it, okay? Look, you told me that you're dating this guy who is in prison for damn near 30 years. Let me tell you this, young lady, okay? You are 30-something years old. So you mean to tell me you are willing to be 100% faithful to a man for 30 years while he is incarcerated? Now, I get a lot of people who say, well, if you were with this man when he went into prison, it's only right for you to hold him down while he's in there. Look, let me tell you this. If you feel like you love a man to the point where you just want to be there for him while he's in prison, serving his time or whatever, nothing wrong with that. But let me tell you this. For you to limit yourself emotionally and physically from having the love of a man physically or emotionally, because everybody don't have to have a physical, a man having sex with them. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the compassion, the companionship of having a man in your presence, because everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to, have that person that they can call their own. If you say you don't, then hell, maybe you don't. But I'm just saying, everybody wants to have that companionship. But for you to say that you are just so in love with a man who was just sentenced to 30 years in prison, and you decided that you want to be 100% faithful to him for the next 30 years, and what do I think about this situation? Let me tell you something. That's damn near a life sentence. I mean, in today's motherfucking society. I'm not saying nobody finna die when they turn 60. But girl, if you got 30 years, so you mean to tell me, I ain't even 30 yet. I'm 29. I won't be 30 until July. So you mean to tell me for... it's just like I gotta live my life completely all over again, manless. Girl, boom, let me tell you something. Look, nothing wrong with you wanting to hold him down while he's in there, maybe if he needs some toilet paper, some shit, you want to send him, $20, $30 to the commissary. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But for you to say that you want to be 100% faithful and real and true to this man and, not fuck around on nobody while, you out here and he up in there. Girl, look, let me tell you something. you need to sit back and reevaluate that situation. Think about what you're saying. You saying that shit now because you feel like, he just went to jail and you still all in love with him and shit like that. But let me tell you something. Couple months, maybe a year or two down the line, you're going to rethink that shit and you're going to be like, bitch, am I serious? Am I seriously about to sit here and be a 100% faithful, real, and true to a nigga who I ain't going to see for 30 motherfucking years on the outside? I mean, just think about it. Shit, ain't nothing wrong with being in love, and ain't nothing wrong with wanting to hold a person down. But there comes a point in time where you have to be realistic. You have to think about the realism of a situation, okay? Is that something that you honestly and truly can do? Be 100% real and faithful. I ain't gonna say 100% real. Be 100% faithful to a person who you know is gonna be behind bars for 30 years. I mean, yeah, you can be 100% real with them, but let's keep it real. Can you be 100% faithful to a person that you know is going to be behind bars for the next 30 years of your life and their life? I mean, it just seems a little silly to me. What can this person do for you? What can this person bring to the table? I'm not saying you got to be with somebody because they giving you money or they doing anything financially for you. That's not what I'm saying. But what emotionally can this person bring to you behind prison bars? Now, I'm not saying, I don't know what he did to go to jail. You didn't disclose that to me, and it really doesn't even matter. But, and some people will beg to differ that situation. They would say, well, it depends on what he went to jail for. Maybe he went to jail for defending her. Maybe he went to jail for a reason where he was just defending his family. I get that. I get it. 100%. I get it. But let's be real. Most men wouldn't even expect you to wait on them for 30 years, girl. 30 years. 30. Now, if you already up in age, if you're an older person that you've been married to this dude for years and years and years and years and years, nothing wrong. Now, I can understand that if you're an older person, you've been married to this man and you got children, but let's be real. Are you seriously going to be 100% celibate for 30 years? And that's our next motherfucking topic, celibacy. But can you be 100% faithful and true to a man for 30 years of your life and just remain faithful to him? And, you're a free woman. And he's incarcerated. I mean, I just want you to think about that situation. I can't do it. I wouldn't do it. And shit, bitch, I wouldn't advise nobody to do it. I mean, I'm just motherfucking saying, girl. I don't even know if you been with this man prior to him going to jail. We didn't discuss that. I don't know if you was with him prior to him going to jail. I don't know if you met him while he was in jail. I don't know. But girl, let me tell you something. 30 years of your life. Don't waste 30 years of your life, girl. You can be friends with this man. You can write him a couple pen pal letters. But girl, do not. Okay, don't limit yourself to 30 years of your life trying to be faithful and true to a man who is incarcerated for 30 years. Maybe in 30 years when he get out, maybe y'all can rekindle some shit. But baby, we had to talk about that then, okay? All right, so let me answer this other question for this young lady. She just said, if you are in a new relationship and your ex-husband from a previous marriage who you have had kids with calls you and says he wants you and your kids to take family pictures, what would you do? Hold on, let me read that again. If you are in a new relationship and your ex-husband from a previous marriage who you had kids with calls you and says he wants you and your kids to take family pictures, what would you do? I don't think nothing wrong with that. Now, I would go and take family pictures, but it wouldn't be family pictures with him and the kids. We can go and take family pictures together as a family. We can all dress alike and shit. He can take his pictures with the kids. Then it'll be me with the kids. Then it'll be just the kids by themselves. Then it can just be me by myself. It can be him by himself. But I don't think we need to go take no damn family picture where it's me, him, and the kids. Even though some people may say ain't nothing wrong with that. But for what? Okay? For what? Why do I need to be in the picture with you and the kids? I can see if it was a reason to do that. But I think that's a little awkward. If you're in a new relationship and your ex-girl, I wouldn't take a picture with him in it, Like I said, you can go and take family pictures as together. Like I said, he can take one with the kids. The kids can take one by themselves. You can take one with the kids. You can take one by yourself. He can take one by himself and just be the kids by themselves. But as far as you and him, then the kids, like y'all standing there, like y'all still together, girl, it must be some. Well, why he want to take family pictures? He trying to make fake the punk like y'all still together or something. But that would just be me. I would do it, but it wouldn't just be me and him in pictures like, shit is all with it, nitty. Girl, no. But ain't nothing wrong with that if you taking pictures as a family separately away from you and him together. I don't know. I think it's a little weird to do that. But I know people still do it. So, hey, I don't see anything wrong with it. But me personally, I would just do it the way that I said I would do it. And not just me and him standing up there behind the kids like we still married or some shit. Girl, no. So the next thing and the final thing that we're going to talk about, so this video is going to be about 40 minutes long. The final thing that we're going to talk about is celibacy. I'm going to hope this is going to be the final thing because somebody else may leave another comment or something. Celibacy. Someone asked, and that's also, like I said, I got so many videos on my daily vlog channel. If you guys have not checked them out, you guys should go through my older videos. I have so many videos that I have done previously, so you guys can go and check out some of those older videos. I also discussed this before. Someone asked me about remaining celibate until you get married. What do I think about that situation? I've mentioned this before. I commend those who decide to, you know, remain celibate until they get married. They want to do things biblically and all that type of stuff. I understand it. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. But let me tell you something. I've always said, what happens when you are with someone and you decide to be celibate and you marry this person and you guys are on two different ends of the spectrum, sexually, and in all aspects, even living together. Someone asked about that too, about living together, and I've discussed this as well. When you marry someone and you decide to do everything after you get married, and you realize that, you know, because like people say, you don't know a person until you've lived with them. That is 100%, 1,000%, 150,000% the truth. You don't know a person until you live. You can sit there and be with somebody for 5 years and y'all live separately, but you don't know this person until you actually live with this person. Then you know their true self. You know how they are as far as cleanliness. You know how they are. You know, when they go get their little mood swings. Anybody can be in a relationship, and when they get a little pissed off, they can hang up the phone, or they can go back to their own house and have a little hissy fit or whatever. But when you live with somebody, you have to live there with them. You have to coincide together, and you have to cohabitate together. So you understand and you learn people's habits and things better and fully when you are, you know, living together. I've had several people who have said that they've gotten married to people and they didn't live with them before, and they said if they know what they knew now, they probably wouldn't be married to that person. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real, because sometimes people can't handle certain situations when it comes to, you know, people's habits and things like that, and sometimes shit is deal breakers. It just is. Sometimes the shit drives you so crazy to where it's a deal breaker. So it all depends on the person. Now, as far as sexually, you got people, what if you get with a person and they're not how you want them to be sexually? Like the Dear Thick Chick video that I did previously for the young man who said that he was, you know, he had a gigantic, you know what, between his legs, and every woman that he got with, the shit didn't work out for them because they said he was way too big. I mean, what happens when you get married, you haven't had sex with your wife, and your wife is like, you know what, I can't deal with this. I gotta, you know, we gotta have sex, but I just can't deal with this right here. He's not gonna go and chop half of his penis off to stay married. So now you just sat there and got married. Now you want to get a divorce for something that you could have found out before. That's why I say, I have a video title on my daily vlog channel, Give Me the D Before the Ring. Because you have to understand, you have to know if you and this person are sexually compatible, if you are emotionally compatible. Some people have said you can teach a person how to please you. Girl, let me tell you something. You can sit there all day and all night and sit there and talk about you can teach a man how to do something. If you had, it's just like a person who are set in their ways on doing certain things. It's just like people who don't enjoy oral. I'm like I said, I hope everybody watching this video is grown folk. Okay, I tell people all the time, my channel ain't for everybody. Okay, then make sure you are 18 and over watching my videos. I mean, it's just inevitable. Man, where your mom at? You know what I'm saying? But people who feel like they just gotta have oral sex all the time. What if you get with someone who doesn't like that? They don't want to do that. But you didn't know that before you got married. So you sitting there discussing all these sexual acts, and then, you know, then you're gonna perform them after you get married. I mean, one thing I'm gonna go with other. If you're gonna be 100% fully biblical, you're gonna have to be 100% fully biblical. My phone on airplane mode, but I didn't, and I had a phone call, and I was so rudely interrupted. But girl, moral of the story is just understand the consequences that can happen behind waiting until marriage. You know, nothing wrong. Now if we're gonna talk about the idea of celibacy, just being celibate, just, you know, because you want to practice celibacy, nothing wrong with that. But we're talking about people who are in committed relationships, who are engaged and about to be married. You know, venturing into these types of situations, with someone who you're about to marry. You have to understand and know the consequences, because if you guys Google this story, there's this lady who married this guy, got with him, and realized they were not sexually bitch, I can't talk. Realized they were not sexually compatible, and they just couldn't live together, and they hadn't got married, and they decided to wait until they got married to do all these things, and now they're divorced because things just did not work out. And people say, well, grown people can understand and work through that situation. My thing is this: a lot of times people feel like they have to stay in marriages because they're married and they feel like it's the right thing to do. So you mean to tell me, when you are a person who is 100% unhappy in a relationship, that you're going to stay in this relationship simply because you are married and you just want to do the right thing? So you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life because you want to do the right thing. That's the reason why so many people are in miserable and unhappy marriages now, and are out here having affairs and doing all of these things they should not be doing while they are married, because they just want to be one of those people who just want to be able to say, I'm married and I'm still married to my husband. If you're not happy, girl, you're not married. Your marriage is a joke. If you are in a marriage that you're unhappy in, and you know damn well that's not something that you want your marriage is a joke, if you're one of those people. And I'm just going to keep it 100% real with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's the motherfucking truth. So if you're one of those people who stay in those relationships because you just feel like, I just got to be, I gotta stay in my marriage because I promised my mom that I wasn't gonna get no divorce. Girl, you are a fool. Let me tell you this right now. Now I'm not gonna tell you to leave your husband or your wife, but if you are one of those people who are just absolutely miserable in your marriage, you just feel like you just gotta be married because you don't want to disappoint anybody, or I don't want the people at my job to find out I'm getting no divorce, girl. So seriously, you basically telling me that you're one of those people who are married, who are in a relationship because you just want to look a certain way to Sally, Sue, Billy, and Bob at work. For real? Or because you want to have that type of marriage that Sabrina and Tom got. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I'm going to need you to understand what marriage means, and understand that marriage is not misery, okay? So if you're one of those people who are in a miserable marriage, all I'm saying is evaluate your situation and act accordingly, okay? Now, let me check my Facebook again to see if anybody else left any more topics that they want me to discuss. I don't think that they did, but let's see. No, I don't see any new topics that anyone else discussed. So that is going to be the end of this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed these topics. Like I said, I will be making these videos every week. Sometimes it may be more than one video. Sometimes it may just be one. Sometimes hell, I may have a video every day over here. Who knows? It depends on if I have something particular that I need to talk about. So like I said, you guys go over and follow me on my daily vlog channel. That name is Thick Chick Vlogs. I will also leave these links down in the description box. I will also leave the link to that video about the Downlow Men Exposed. Also go and add me on my Facebook page. That link is also down in the description box below. And I will talk to you guys on the next video. Bye. Also, leave me comments to everything that I discussed in this video in the comment section below. Let's have a little bit of commentary, girl. Quit playing. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.